Hi, it's Bridgette. Welcome to Fairy Grasshopper channel. It's nice to see you today. I'm going to share with you a story and a card reading. Hopefully also, maybe a channeling. I recently had a session for myself with one of my trusted psychic friends who also does shaman work. And we had about almost a 2-hour long session. We did coaching and we talked a bit first and then went into kind of a shaman journey together and did some healing and clearing, and it was pretty amazing, actually. I really needed that. It had been many moons since I had done some work like that, and it really felt good. And I did that on a Thursday, and then Friday was kind of a busy day. I felt pretty good. I was tired on Thursday night and after the journey, of course, and Friday was fine, and then Saturday morning I kind of hit the wall and had this real physical response, and I had to do some, spend some time just quiet, just laying in my bed, doing some of my own psychic work to really integrate the energies and allow the information that came in to really be absorbed in my body, and kind of a restructuring or recalibration. So it was a good, I'm very glad I did it, and it reminded me of how much psychic work can be a process. Clearing and energy work and psychic sessions can really be a process for you as the client, as the person who's receiving that. And it really is work on your end too. It really is work for you. And you have to be willing to really show up for yourself in very loving ways to really hold that energy space for yourself, to really make the most of your psychic experience. So in part of my experience, I connected with my Celtic roots, not in this human life, not really. I don't know if I'm Irish, maybe just a tiny little bit, my family might be, but enough to wear green on St. Patrick's Day. But in spirit, definitely I've had many lifetimes in Ireland and the Welsh country and Scotland, and that I feel, in fact, when I first got psychic, my first guide after Archangel Michael that I worked with was Margaret, who showed up first as one of my past life dear friends, actually a sister, who was from Ireland, from my time in Ireland. And I could hear her voice. She would sing when I was going on long winter walks. She would sing to me, and I felt so connected and so good and so fulfilled. It was so lovely. It's a really wonderful memory that I will always cherish. And so since that time, Margaret has continued to be a spirit guide for me, but now she is in the form of a turtle, a sea turtle, so a totem animal. I'm a little more of a shaman slant, which actually does fit with Ireland and the Celts and Druid and all of those, pagan and all of those different kinds of expressions of spiritual connection. We'll say that, okay? So I'm going to use this Kyle Gray deck, Angels and Ancestors, because this feels the most close to those ties that I had, that I remember some of them, and I want to connect with that. And so I will tell you that one of my spirit guides is in the form of a mythic creature, a mythic being, let's say, Merlin, who also takes on other attributes or other human forms, like the priest to God, which is Melchizedek, who I work with a lot in my clearing work. And then also Archangel Raziel has some attributes for me of Merlin as well. Merlin is an alchemist. And so whether it's in the lore that you connect with that particular spirit guide, or maybe as a Melchizedek, an ascended master, or maybe as Raziel, the archangel, that's more like a college professor, a mentor, very wise master energy. That gives you a couple of different options, all right? So for me, Merlin is the way that gets my attention when I'm like, oh, gotta do healing work for myself. Oh, it's this big energy work. Oh my goodness, there's some big magic stuff going on here. I gotta pay attention. that's my Merlin. That's when my Merlin shows up. And he did. And I saw him in my healing session, and I saw him again on Saturday. And so I thought I would connect in with other spirit guides. There was another one as well that came in that was Egyptian that also came in during my experience. But I'm going to focus on the Celtic roots and see if this particular card deck, with the intention to connect with that lovely, it's shamanistic energy, it's the woods, the trees, it's the earth, it's all of the elements, and I naturally connect with all those things anyway. If you watched me either here on Fairy Grasshopper channel when I've done readings, or had private sessions with me, or seen me on Above Life channel, I talk all the time about the connection to earth and the elements, and it's just natural for me to connect like that. I don't follow a particular path necessarily. I'm not just this or I'm not just that or anything like that, but I've just naturally done that anyways. So I'm curious what that has to do with my Celtic roots and my spiritual Celtic roots, let's say it that way, because my ancestor, there's a lot of talk about ancestors and ancestry and lineage. And from a spiritual sense, that's from many other lifetimes and all the wisdom that we have accessible to us here and now, as long as we're awake to that consciousness. And it's not about knowing the past or understanding the past or going back to the past. It's about integrating, bringing forward the gifts and amplifying what is needed from that time and using our own innate wisdom from that time, okay, from those experiences. So I'm going to ask for my Celtic guides to come close. I haven't met all of them. I have a Norse guide, Odin, that I see from time to time. He works with the third eye, but I don't particularly see him as, Celtic, but we'll see. We'll see who comes forward first, okay? Oh, well, isn't this interesting? Okay, great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. What does that remind you of? Who might that be? Some might think that the great teacher is considered Jesus in modern day Christianity, and that beautiful dove of peace. The energy here of this flower of life energy. Do you see that sacred geometry shape? That means a lot to me. In fact, sometimes you'll see me, I didn't put it on now, but I have a ring that's the flower of life energy. I have that. Oh. I have that. It's interesting. So great teacher. So when it says learn from spiritual experiences, what this tells me is that this is an affirmation that, yes, you have walked a very spiritual path in other lands and other times, just like you who are watching and listening to this particular video have also. And if you needed any validation for that, we've got Jesus here, okay? So, we're not messing around here. We got Jesus here to say, okay, yeah, spiritual teaching, spiritual learning, spiritual lessons. You've been down the path. You've walked the path. And this, to me, he's the ultimate healer. And so it's just like, for me now, because this is kind of a reading for me, and I'm sharing it with you, is to just affirm that this part of my experience will be a great teacher for me. This time in Ireland, this time, and it seems like both places, Ireland, Scotland, it's like Welsh. This energy is different communities, different. It's like dialects is what I see, dialects. There must be tribes or something different, like communities of tribes of people or something. I can see that, and there's 3 areas, and between the 3 areas I've spent time is what it looks like to me. So this just affirms the fact that this was a healing journey. This is a healing experience that I've opened up to, and that there's a lot to learn from that time, and in good ways. Great teacher. Thank you. All right. So what else? Other spiritual guides and helpers. My Celtic roots, spirit. I am hearing the word shaman come up. When I think of shaman, I think of someone who really connects with animals. However, earth, nature, natural elements definitely is shamanistic. There feels like there might be this one or this one. There's two here. I grab both of them. The first one is water guardian. Connect with your emotions, the heart energy. This is the heart connecting with your emotions, but the fact that she is surrounded by the blue is the throat chakra. That gorgeous connection and affirmation of past life, but also the blue, that vision, that third eye clairvoyance, that is me. That's my gift that I identify most with, although my strongest is probably my heart space, my clairsentient, my empath connection. That's why we connect so well, because you feel me and I feel you. I mean, really? You feel me? You feel me? And yet the third eye, see how she has her third eye kind of covered a bit. Decorated, I should say. Perhaps decorated. I can very much relate to that, and that blue energy is beautiful. And the water's divine feminine, the ultimate divine feminine. Like the water element to me is like ocean, and the energy of the movement and the flow of things and the power of that energy, very divine feminine. And then the next one I got is, Stargazer, see your signs, set your sights higher. Set your sights higher. Stargazer. So this to me says magic, alchemy, night, the evening. Evening is so mystical, mysterious, but there's also a layer here because it says stargazer, looking at the stars. This is also connected to star seed energy. So what that tells me is that my Celtic time, my time in Ireland is connected to, and the lands around there, because it doesn't feel like just Ireland. It feels a little more than that, and more diverse than that. And what this says to me is that, yes, star seeding energy or star energy of the stars, like a star traveler, like a star shaman. That's what it feels like to me. Oh, that feels really good. And the colors here are blue, that kind of, it's like this blue, but it's a little more turquoise blue. You see that little more turquoise kind of showing up there? Yeah, a little more turquoise. There's also purple, so that turquoise blue is the throat chakra, and then that purple is the crown chakra, divine feminine, divine wisdom. And look at that big that little telescope there, that looking glass for the third eye. Just put it right on your third eye and just zoom right in there. What do you see? It's not about telling the future. It's about being enchanted by the incredible, amazing potential and opportunities of the universe and all the wisdom that the universe holds for us. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. Not sure what you're getting, but that's what I'm getting with the Stargazer card. These two feel so good together. Ooh, very, very, very good. Is there any final piece of information that I'm really feeling drawn to these? So we're going to go to a different deck. We're going to switch to the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. This is the Denise Lynn deck. I will put links below to these decks, both of them. You've seen me use this one before. This is how it looks. And I'm really drawn to this one. It's a very grounded deck. It has like picturesque landscape energy or landscape images, and it just has one word. So it's really specific, very grounded energy. Okay, so to wrap up this particular reading about my Celtic roots and connection and spirit, let's have one more card. The Sacred Traveler deck. Wow, there's something coming out here. It looks like there's more than one, my friends. There's two. So read these with me. Leadership. Remember how I said I feel shaman energy, and I said the energy of being with animals or the animals. There's a polar bear here. A polar bear is awesome to me. It's like a divine mother, because a bear is a mama bear energy, a protected energy, very protective, just a beautiful protector, very divine feminine, very strong. And the fact that it's white, the polar bear, it has this incredible divinity to it. And that's a really strong affirmation for me, that I'm supported, I'm loved, I'm held, and then I'm on the right path with all the information that's come through, that yes, this is all working together. You're interpreting it accurately, Bridgette. Yes, is how it feels. And leadership, look at the night sky, connects into that star energy. The bear element, the bear totem is very much an earthly presence, but with the fact that the universe and the night sky, the cosmos is so vibrant in this imagery as well, that tells me to the travels between here and the other planes are safe for me. So safe travels between the realms. So that feels so good. Oh, feels really good. Oh, I love that. Okay, one more. Right? Remember, when I am sharing this, I'm interpreting it for myself. I'm also giving broader information so that perhaps you can glean some wisdom guidance for yourself as I'm also sharing. Okay, so here's the last one. Oh, so sweet. This is like future. Love. Look at the bright colors, the gorgeous colors. It looks like the springtime. In the springtime, there's new birth, rebirth. It looks very tropical. If you've been watching Fairy Grasshopper for a while, you know, I love sun. I like the summer. I know I live in Minnesota in the United States. That's the upper Midwest. And it's cold here in the winter. It's like 6 months out of the year, it's really cold. And as time has gone on the last 3 years for me, that's getting harder and harder and harder to manage. So this makes me real happy. It feels tropical, beautiful. Springtime just fills me up with love. There's a lot of color in here. There's orange, sacral chakra, connected to the womb space, the desire, the drive. Red, rich red, that's earth energy, that's grounded energy, root chakra. The light blue energy is Archangel Michael and my protected energy of the archangels. And the sky element with the clouds is air to help with smooth transitions, clear sailing, clear skies. That green is just the lush, flourishing opportunity of earth, and also connected to the heart chakra. And I am very connected when I ground and center to the earth energy. I will go through my feet, but more often than that, I will go through my heart. I'll use my heart and go down with my hands and my feet into the earth. So I have 4 points of contact, my hands and my feet, connected through my heart, and it just absorbs the energy, just a great flow of 4 pillars or 4 points of contact. And so that works really, really well for me. Feel free to use that if you choose to, but how beautiful is this? It's so gorgeous, like a postcard. All right, so again, that was the Sacred Destiny deck. I will put links below so you guys can check them out as you like. So it's been fun to share with you my personal healing experience that I've recently received, and it's a process, and I'm making some progress, allowing the energies to shift, sift, and move, and to allow myself to get interested in things as the impulse comes up and I get inspired to learn about something new. I reach out and explore that particular area. And right now is a great time to do that, especially with all the things going on in the world. It's nice to have just intuitive inspiration come up and then to learn about something different and get curious, get excited about something else, you know, for a change, right? So before you leave this video, make sure you subscribe to Fairy Grasshopper channel so you'll never miss a session. Sometimes I do channeling. I mentioned I was maybe going to do channeling in this video, but I guess that didn't particularly directly happen, which is fine. That's fine. As I get more along this path, as I continue to integrate, maybe we'll have to do that. I have to channel one of my Celtic ancestors. We'll see who that is and have a conversation. And I also do videos like obviously card readings, because I think that's a great way to DIY, to encourage you to do your own readings, to get your own insight and inspiration and hope for your life. And I will also do vlogs, and I share about my psychic and my real life too. So that's what Fairy Grasshopper is about. My other channel is Above Life channel on YouTube, where I focus on channeling and mediumship. If you are looking for me on social media, find me at Bridgette Inspired. That's Bridgette Inspired on Facebook, Bridgette Inspired on Instagram. Thanks so much for being here.